Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. No, I hope you're ready for some very, very fucking normal take and conversation by Loser Max.
They really just are not worth the effort anymore. Would you want to eat a sandwich that 10 other guys had already taken a bite out of? No.
No, what kind of analogy you're getting at?
Oh? Okay, well, what about if it was only like 2 or 3 random guys that already took a bite out of the sandwich? Would you want to eat it then?
What what is this guy getting at?
No? Even if it was a really, really good looking sandwich? Still no? You wouldn't want to eat it? Really? Well, yeah.
Is he comparing women to sandwiches?
Duh. Of course, you wouldn't want to eat after a bunch of random guys already took a bite out of your sandwich.
Hey, yeah, this guy probably never worked a day in his life in the food industry. Well, there's certain, there's health code violations. There's a health code with health inspectors. Okay, and those are clear violations, and the company that makes the food can get in some serious deep shit. And besides, like hell, I don't eat at restaurants. It's goy fucking slop anyways.
You want a whole sandwich all to yourself. You want your sandwich to be untouched before you get to it. And
Yeah, that's how they do it at restaurants, idiot.
this really doesn't require that much thought. It's just obvious. Who would be okay with eating a sandwich that other people had already eaten off of?
Well, like with me, I'd probably fucking, like call up the health department, report the business, make sure they get fined and shut down, and sue them on top of it. I would take full legal measures to the right.
Nobody would be okay with that, obviously. Okay, so somebody tell me why. Why are we expected to have lower standards for the woman we choose to marry than the standards we have for our lunch?
Um, what are you saying? Okay, say what? Okay, my age range, right? It's 30 to basically like 41 to 42. I'm 47. So, what am I supposed to do? Expect, like a 30 to 42-year-old to be a virgin, or hell, well, where to get, or take this option, the more realistic and mature option, not this little boy shit that's very disrespectful and just disgusting that he's taking right here. You gotta be, like, you gotta be a fucking man about this shit. Like with me, I've been with 9 women. I've been abstinent for not fucking, like 8, 9 years, completely abstinent by choice. Got burned really bad, dropped women like a hot fire. You know, and I don't. Hey, and I don't even watch porn. I don't find it anything, like amusing or anything like that.
Snap your W 2 and file your taxes 100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund.
There was a study where women of different ages were asked how many men they've been intimate with, and for women aged 20 to 24, 65% had already been with at least 2 men.
Two God, oh God, he's having a conniption fit. Like 2024. Like if they've been with 2 guys, that's all right because this is the thing. If they've been with only two guys, that means they're they were basically probably in two really long-term committed relationships. You know?
Of course, we all know how
You know, like long-term, you know, like at that age, it's basically like maybe like 1 or 2 years together.
honest women tend to be with this sort of information. So you could go ahead and multiply all these numbers by 1.5 at least. But even if we take the numbers at face value, that's 2/3 of all sandwiches already ruined.
What? No, you know, like say, what? Oh, you mean I meet a woman within my age range, right? Who's attractive, and I'm supposed to get offended if you know, like she had partners before me. You know, like hey, you know, like one, I don't go for you know, like the whore sluts. You know, like I go for the just normal woman. You know, like jeez.
ruined by the age of 24. Or
And what? Why is he compare? You know what? He's this guy, ladies. I don't think this guy's ever going to get laid. I think he'll. Okay, ladies, this is for you. Just comment in the fucking comments, right? Will this fucking guy ever get laid, or do you think he'll be a lonely virgin, weeping and masturbating, and he'll die of a heart attack while gooning? I think it's a second one.
I mean, women, whatever. And 13% said they'd already had 10 or more partners. That's insane.
Now, hey, that's the type of girl, that's the type of woman that you don't go for, basically. You do not go for that type of woman that's been with more than 10 partners.
Imagine if you went to Jimmy John's and you ordered a roast beef sandwich and 10 random guys got to take a bite out of your sandwich before you even got to see it. There'd be hardly anything left. They hand you the bag.
Somebody eats at, eating at Jimmy's Sloppo Parimo. Why not just, hey, why not just, you know, like, thaw a chicken thigh, you know, like, fucking fry that up in a frying pan, just put it in, make a homemade fucking sandwich that's actually good for you. With actual nutritional value rather than, you know, like eating a slop merchant place.
And you're just standing there like, why is this bag so light? Why does it look like someone already unwrapped my sandwich? You know, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. That is not ideal. And I know.
God, I think this is a fucking really big. This guy might be actually mentally retarded. With this fucking comparison, you know, like, and he's very, and I find it very disrespectful. Although I'm not a feminist, I still respect women. I don't look at them as a fucking piece of food. That's just disgusting and disrespectful.
Some of y'all are thinking, but loser maxing, women aren't sandwiches. It's not like women actually lose anything when they let a guy take a bite. Okay, fair enough. But let me ask you this. Imagine a bowl of clam chowder that 10 random guys have taken a big ol' slurp from. But after.
And now he's gonna probably say, oh, imagine 10 guys sticking your dick in a bowl of soup and jerking off in it. See, everything is fucking, everything he's saying violates the health code.
Each slurp, more chowder gets added back to the bowl, so the total amount of clam chowder is the same by the time you get to it. It's the same amount it was in the beginning. Does that sound appetizing? Do you want to eat that bowl of clam chowder? Of course not. It's fucking disgusting. A bunch of random guys had already dipped their spoons into it. No, thank you. When I eat a bowl of soup, I want it to be a fresh, hot bowl of soup that...
Well, if you want a fresh, hot bowl of soup, why don't you come on Soup Party, you cowardly fag?
nobody else has ever eaten out of, okay? And I don't think that's too much to ask, or it shouldn't be.
Something happens when you put crispy, all-white meat chicken nuggets inside a Crunchwrap slider with your choice of...
It's like that movie, The Platform. If you haven't seen it, basically the concept is it's a prison where all the prison cells are stacked on top of each other. So there's like 100-something levels of individual prison cells. And every day there's a platform full of delicious gourmet food, like a lot of food, enough for probably 100 people or more. But the platform starts at the top, then it slowly descends down to the cells on the lower levels. So by the time the platform gets like 50
I never heard of or watched this show.
floors down, all the food is already gone.
And you want to hear something? Well, here, like in the United States, like each prisoner, like in the prison system, each prisoner gets their own individual food. And, and another thing is, and the spread of communicable diseases. Say if somebody has herpes simplex number 1, syphilis, anything, like hepatitis, anything that can be transmitted by, like saliva.
But you see, in the movie, even by the time the platform gets to level 3 or 4, all the food that's left is already just absolutely disgusting, just ruined. Because the people that got the platform first, they just slobber all over everything. They're walking on the platform, stepping all over all the food.
See, in the actual prison system, that shit wouldn't fly. I've never been to prison, but I've watched, plenty of documentaries and shit on prisons and stuff. Like, shit, I watched a documentary on the booty snatcher. Chris Hansen, I want you. It's Chris Hansen. Like that shit was fucking hilarious. But no, the whole thing is, I don't think that shit would fly in prison.
Taking bites out of different things, it's bad. It's really gross. Okay? Well, look, the average age of marriage for a woman in the United States is 28.6 years old. From that study I mentioned earlier, of women aged 25 to 29, okay, so this is women of prime marrying age, 76% of those women have already had 2 or more other men dog them out. Only 25% of women in the average marriage age demographic are actually even possibly wife material.
Oh, you mean you're going to fucking compare women, so, if a girl has been with only 2 guys and she's like 30, almost 30, that's a saint of a woman. You cannot dog a woman like that. You cannot shit on a woman like that. That woman, in this day and age, I would have to say she's a saint. I don't, logistically and practically. It's, it's not like, oh, she banged like 75 to 50 to 100 men. No, that's boundaries and standards right there. See,
By the way, I don't like how the lowest category on this is 0 to 1 partners. That is a really big difference. Also, I know I already said this, but you should assume that the real numbers are actually higher than what is reported here. I actually looked into it, and this data comes from in-person, face-to-face interviews. Okay, so they actually asked women in person how many men they've slept with. Okay, so you better believe a lot of those women probably underreported their true numbers.
oh, you mean okay, say okay. What? Oh, you mean 22, 29-year-old instead of being like two guys, like they've been with four, that's not a big deal. See? That is no big deal. Like like this, like I know the type of guy Dr. Fed Schreiber is. Dr. Fed Schreiber is like this fucking bold loser that wants a fucking hot version wife. Where he LARPs as a loser where where he worked with like where he had what it's like to be an access male where he edited out the part where he came forward on basically on who he is. Cut that out and scrubbed it from the internet. Right? Okay. And the only people that can scrub anything and have it as a fucking blank trail on the internet are fucking feds. I can't do that. Like anyone out here that's a normal person in the society or severely mentally deranged and weird, which you guys, like all the schizoid out there, and you guys are noticing the shit, you guys are welcome too, but none of us, say if we do something stupid on the internet, have the ability to get things scrubbed off. Just saying, just noticing, and just thinking all at the same time. And I'm speaking the truth on this fucking Fed.
Obviously, that's the case. It might be more accurate if this was conducted as an anonymous survey where it was a form that people could fill out on the internet. But you ask a woman right to her face how many ding-dongs she done sung songs with, there's no way you're getting a truthful response from most women. I mean, am I really supposed to believe that 25% of women aged 25 to 29 have only had 1 or 0 partners?
Well, like if they're lying about their partners, it might have been just 4, and you're making a big conniption shit fit, crying, shitting your pants with an erection, and jerking off at the same time in a dark corner. Truly a disgusting fate, worse than death.
There's no way that's true. But even if it was, sheesh, that's still not a good outlook. I mean, the pickings are.
I'm perfectly fine with that because I'm a man in this society. Like I'm not this guy with like childish expectations of like a chick has to be so pure and shit. And I'm not being a white knight or anything. Hell, we live in a fractured, broken society where it's where it's basically a very gynocentric country where like there's no there's not even anything that has any reverence towards a patriarchy or anything like that. And if it's not and there's no reverence towards, like, uh, a traditional patriarchy. It's a fractured society, which is a natural hierarchical order.
Real slim here, fellas. Or, well, they're actually fat, probably, most of them. But I'm just saying, if you want a woman that hasn't already been ran through, then, good luck. But yeah.
God, see, this is just the most disgusting fucking shit. See, like, oh, women are soups and sandwiches. No, women actually are people with feelings, thoughts, dreams, aspiration, and fears as much as a dude is. And you know what? Everyone's dreams have, and like everyone's dreams have been broken at one point. And then they have two options: nope out. Nope, they have options. They have nope out. I can find interest in interest swear off women, and basically, like find hobbies to take their time out, like finding in shit you're interested in, like history. Like I like history, and anthropology too. Like, and I also enjoy reading Warhammer 40K novels. Like, those are my hobbies. And they're more interesting. You know what? They're very interesting. They're interesting hobbies, a point of, like, they interest me. And and I like noticing patterns and shit, having high pattern recognition, basically, and linking shit together and going kind of like schizoid mode is what I'm all about, too.
Yeah, back to the analogy with the platform, the movie. The platform full of food is a lot like a woman. At the
No, it's not. It's nothing like a woman. Nothing like a woman. Women, women aren't just like fucking, like it depends. You're like, okay, yeah, okay, women aren't like that, but like fucking whores, gutter sluts, really dirty whores that would like fucking blow dogs in the back alley while hobos flip quarters at them. Yeah, those aren't women. But no, like an average, a normal, like woman and stuff, it's not that. See?
beginning, she's untouched, pure, desirable, just everything you could possibly want as a man. But then with each level the platform goes down as it's descending, the food just gets all used up, slobbered on, literally trampled underfoot.
I think this guy's last resort to getting laid would be having fucking king a morbidly obese, disgusting transgender person. That's an anal virgin. That's his last resort.
By the time it's gone past even like 2 or 3 levels, it's already really bad, just absolutely disgusting, basically inedible. And that's exactly how it is when a woman's had 2 or 3 partners already.
How? That doesn't bother me. Honestly. It doesn't.
It's exactly like that. They're just trampled on and gross.
Listen. I've been around the block. You're what? 11 years younger than me. And you're making these like pseudo intellectual, feel bad for me arguments. And I just have to say it again, if you pontificate and write about your feelings online, you're gay. You like it up the ass. Say if you're this guy's age, writing cringe poetry or making videos on how bad their life's shit, you're gay. From my assessment. Well, later everyone. Maybe. I I don't know. I know what I'm gonna do with this. I know the message I'm gonna send to this, like crying, whiny, fetty incel. And everybody, remember, just stay safe out there and have a good one.